What is up, my friends? I wish I was here under better circumstances. I wish I was here with more optimism and positivity, but I don't know how we can after what has happened yet again to Liverpool Football Club. I'm sure you've heard the news at this point, but Martín Zubimendi has changed his mind and decided to stay with his boyhood club, Real Sociedad. Now, of course, we can all understand that. From a personal human perspective, we've seen it with Steven Gerrard. But I'm going to go through why this is unacceptable on every front for Liverpool Football Club. As always, we'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section. Please drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, although you're probably not going to unless you're an opposition fan who wants to come in and have a laugh at us. And do hit that subscribe button. As you can see, we're closing in on 270,000 subscribers. Your support really is welcome. And again, don't forget to subscribe to the Clips channel also. Look, whatever way you want to dress this up, my friends, it is unacceptable. I'm going to read you a post from Anfield Sector, one of our favourite online aggregator accounts in social media regarding all things Liverpool, and I think this will set the tone for the rest of the video. So, agreed a deal for Gordon that didn't get done and hasn't been revisited. Missed out on Euro due to guarantees over playing time. Didn't even attempt to sign Calafiori or Pacho. Rejected by Zubimendi, no contract renewals, no alternative number 6 plans, no Jude Bellingham, no Tchouaméni, no Caicedo, no Lavia, but some people are still giving these owners the benefit of the doubt. Look, as I mentioned at the very start of this video, I can understand a player changing his mind and wanting to stay at his hometown club. But what I don't think many Liverpool fans can understand is the lack of a plan B. If we're led to believe that Ryan Gravenberch or Curtis Jones or anybody else is good enough to play the role, my simple question is, why weren't they good enough a week ago when we were still in for Zubimendi? Why did we give the kid time to change his mind? Because again, no matter what journalist you follow, whether it's Paul Joyce, whether it's David Lynch, whether it's myself, who of course I'm not a journalist, whether it's Fabrizio Romano, whether it's David Ornstein, everybody had the same information that the player had given the nod to Richard Hughes and to Liverpool that he wanted to make the move. What we then allowed to happen was us to nickel and dime over how we pay it, and that gave them enough time to change his mind. We could have gone in and triggered the release clause. We could have got this wrapped up quickly, or at least found out quicker that he couldn't quite see the move through. So again, I understand the human aspect from Zubimendi's side, but it doesn't excuse another failure from the club side. This is, using the Echo's words, our third year looking to sign a number 6. And now we are somehow being told that once again there is no plan B. There is no alternative. There is nobody on this planet that can come in and do a better job in the number 6 role. And that Liverpool most likely won't be revisiting that in this window. So you might say to me, Craig, hang on. You're going to be fleeced if you try and do it in this window. Everybody's going to know that you need it and the money's going to go up. Fair enough. Let me retort. Let's say we go in and we have a mid-start to the season. We're 5th or 6th come January time. And we're in the market. That desperation has ratcheted up a notch or two now, and clubs are going to be onto it again. They know that we failed with Tchouaméni to bring him in. They know we failed with Caicedo, with Lavia, with Zubimendi. The desperation is clear, apparent and out there. So that can't be an excuse. You go down the list, you find somebody else that's good enough, because there are many of them, and you bring that person in. We are now 2 months into the summer transfer window, with a brand new coach that we were told had to assess the squad. When he assessed the squad, a few judgments were made. Carvalho was surplus to requirements and sold, meaning Liverpool, after fees and what they paid Fulham, will make about 20 million quid. Another £8 million was brought in from the sale of Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth to Spurs because of our sell-on clause. So we're up £28 million in this transfer window. Then we have the 18.7 million we saved in wages from Thiago Alcantara, Adrian San Miguel and Joel Matip departing. So the club are up about 48 million. And yet somehow there are still cheerleaders for FSG talking about how good the club is in a stable financial position. We announced this week that we'd agreed a deal with LucasAid, another commercial partner. We had We had Liverpool Football Club executive Billy Hogan over in the US bragging about how Liverpool partner with blue chip companies because of the prestige involved. What use is any of that prestige if we can't convince players to come to the club? United have gone out there and signed 4 players after having a bit of a shambolic season. And we, who have only missed out on the Champions League for 1 season from the last 5 or 6, are yet again left here being told that the players that we have that failed to win enough last year somehow are magically going to be better this year. That's before we get into the other conversation. Mohamed Salah is going to leave Liverpool Football Club unless now Liverpool throw a load of money at him. But if Mohamed Salah and his agent have determined that they're going to leave, do you really think when push comes to shove, second half of the season, that he's going to give everything, play with a niggle, maybe put that big move in jeopardy? Of course he's not. He's human, like the rest of us. He'll have to think about his future, his family's future. Our captain yesterday said that he hasn't been spoken to about a new deal yet, but he's full faith that those at the club will bring in the signings that we need and get the job done. 24 hours later, still no attempt at a new deal for our captain, and that belief out the window. Trent AlexanderArnold's agent must be sitting at home rubbing his hands together now, because the desperation to keep Trent has ratcheted up another notch. Probably another 30 or 40 grand a week in Trent's wage packet, and I don't blame him. We'd all do the same thing in Trent's position, leverage it to our advantage. So all summer, we've been told by so many people to be patient, to wait, to sit tight, and the promise of the big August was there. Well, for year on year and season on season, failure. Failure to keep up with our competitors, failure to strengthen when we're in a good position, and hope for the best. We hoped for the best when we didn't bring in a centre-back, when we brought in Ozan Kabak and Ben Davies, Kabak on loan. Barely got into the Champions League, Alisson Becker header. We hoped for the best when we didn't bring in a midfielder the season after and we ended up in the Europa League. We hoped for the best last season when we were in a great position at Christmas time and in January, only to fall away through fatigue and injuries at the end of the campaign. So in what world is it realistic to expect after an even shorter summer, where some of these guys have only had 3 weeks holidays, that they're going to be able to go through this season at peak fitness without injuries? The kids who, in Trey Leone's case, wasn't ready for the first team, according to the journalists 2-3 weeks ago, now all of a sudden is part of the reason why we're not going to find a number 6 after Zubimendi fell through. That doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. A lot of this doesn't make sense. But yet again, there are still some people out there who are afraid or unwilling to hold these owners to account. You might say to me, Craig, hang on a minute. Edwards and Hughes were at fault here. Potentially they were. But Edwards and Hughes weren't around last year when the Lavia and Caicedo fiasco happened. So what's the common thread here? The owners. Money. A lack of a plan B. No strategy. Not good enough. Arne Slot has come in to a football club to win, and he's been thrown under the bus. Because if he doesn't get off to a good start, if Liverpool are 6th or 7th, his job is on the line. It won't be the owners again who are held to account, it'll be the manager. So what I'm saying to anybody watching this video is, I get it. You might want to laugh at me, you might think I'm an angry ranting lunatic, but you surely have to believe that these owners do not want to win. They do not want to do what they have said is their own catchphrase, under promise and over deliver. We were told without any hesitation 3 signings was the plan in this window. A centre back, a midfielder and a forward. We have done none of them and we've sold a player. We've weakened ourselves. How are we supposed to be happy? How are we supposed to realistically believe that we can go and win stuff this season? The owners have once again turned us into a laughing stock. We have to be vocal. There is no let's wait and see how the window ends before we start moaning, because that's what they want. That's what's got them through window after window after window without being held to account. The benefit of the doubt. Time to stop. Time to be vocal. Time to speak up. Show ambition or leave the club. That's how I feel. Now it's over to you. Let me know your thoughts on this. Are you as frustrated as I am? Do you gawk at the prospect of no number 6? No other options already with 2.5 weeks still to go? Something stinks here. And as someone said to me in the chat, the fish rots from the head down. The owners are responsible. It's their club. Stop being absent owners and actually act like you give a damn, or sell and leave. We can't go through it anymore. I'm going to see what you guys say in the comments. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop a like and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you same time, same place tomorrow as always. I can't believe this has happened to us again. I'm truly, truly heartbroken.